Hello everyone. It's so good to be with you today to share something that feels really important, something that I believe sits at the heart of how we connect with ourselves and with the world around us. Today, I want to share with you 7 powerful psychological truths that have the potential to transform how you think, feel, and live. These aren't quick fixes or superficial slogans. They are deep, resonant insights that ask us to show up, to be brave, and to perhaps see things a little differently than we have before. These truths, they're not just philosophical ideas conjured from thin air. No, they are grounded in psychology, in the research that helps us understand the human experience, and they deeply resonate with real-life experiences, those messy, beautiful, complicated moments that make us who we are. They've been whispered in therapy rooms, discovered in moments of profound personal insight, and validated by the countless stories of people striving for more meaning and connection. They speak to our vulnerabilities, our strengths, and our shared desire for a life lived with more intention. So, what I'd love for us to do together is to walk through each of them. Let's not just skim the surface, but really reflect on their meaning, unpack what they're asking of us, and understand how they can guide us toward a more peaceful and fulfilling life. This is an invitation to lean in, to be curious, and perhaps to find a new compass point for navigating the complexities of being human. Are you ready? Let's begin. Silence is more powerful than trying to prove your point. In a world that rewards the loudest voice, how can silence be powerful? True power lies in stillness, not assertion. Intentional silence reflects maturity and self-awareness. It shows you don't need external validation to be at peace. Silence can be an act of courage, creating space for calm. It's about choosing connection over conflict. Silence is emotional intelligence in action. Sometimes the most powerful statement is no statement at all. Consider the power of silence in your own life. Silence is a sanctuary, a source of untapped strength. The second truth we're exploring today is a tough one. When trust is broken, sorry means nothing. Trust is the bedrock of any meaningful connection. It's built slowly, through countless small acts of reliability. When broken, the damage can be profound. Rebuilding trust requires consistent, observable change over time. It's about showing, not just telling. It's a call for accountability and action. A hard truth, but necessary for solid relationships. Let's move to our third psychological truth, one that speaks to our agency and our capacity for inner peace amidst life's inevitable storms. Control your actions. Learn to react less. This is such a powerful concept because so much of our suffering comes from feeling out of control, from being swept away by our immediate, often intense emotional responses to events or people. We cannot control everything that happens to us. The unexpected challenges, the actions of others, the curveballs life throws our way. That's a fundamental reality, and this is where our power lies. We control ourselves. We can choose how we interpret events, and most importantly, we can choose how we respond to them. This distinction between reacting and responding is absolutely critical. Reacting is often instantaneous, driven by our more primitive brain, by fear, anger, or ingrained patterns. It's the knee-jerk reply, the defensive posture, the impulsive decision made in the heat of the moment. While reactions are natural, living a life dictated by them can feel chaotic and disempowering. We end up feeling like puppets, with our strings pulled by external circumstances or the behavior of others. Learning to respond, on the other hand, involves a pause. It's the ability to create a space between the stimulus and our action. In that space, we can breathe, reflect, consider our values, and choose a course of action that is aligned with the person we want to be. This ability to pause, to reflect before acting, is truly one of the highest forms of wisdom and self-mastery. It's where our freedom lives. This shift from reaction to response gives us incredible power over our lives. It means we are no longer at the mercy of our fleeting emotions or external triggers. Instead, we become the conscious authors of our experience. It allows us to navigate difficult situations with more grace, to communicate more effectively, and to make decisions that we are less likely to regret later. It's about reclaiming our internal locus of control. Imagine remaining calm in the midst of chaos. Not because you're suppressing your feelings, but because you've cultivated the ability to observe them without being consumed by them. Imagine feeling strong in uncertainty, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust your ability to respond thoughtfully to whatever unfolds. Imagine maintaining your dignity when faced with disrespect, not by lashing out, but by choosing a response that reflects your own integrity. This isn't about becoming unfeeling or robotic. It's about cultivating emotional intelligence and resilience. It's about understanding our triggers, acknowledging our emotions, and then consciously deciding how to proceed. It takes practice, immense practice, and a willingness to be imperfect along the way. There will be times we slip back into reaction, and that's okay. The key is to notice, to learn, and to recommit to the practice of the pause. So how do we cultivate this? It starts with awareness, noticing our patterns of reaction. It involves mindfulness, grounding techniques, and sometimes simply taking a deep breath before speaking or acting. It's about giving ourselves permission to not have an immediate answer, to say, I need a moment to think about that. This practice builds an inner steadiness, a resilience that allows us to bend without breaking in the face of life's pressures. Our fourth truth touches on something very close to my heart. When you are honest, you lose people who don't deserve you. This can be painful, but honesty is the bedrock of integrity. It builds trust with others and ourselves. True belonging comes from being accepted for our real selves. Embrace your truth and speak it with kindness. The right people will celebrate your honesty. Chapter 5. The Enduring Glow. Valuing inner beauty above all else. One beautiful heart is worth more than 1,000 beautiful faces. Physical beauty is fleeting, but a kind heart endures. True beauty lies in kindness, compassion, and authenticity. These qualities are priceless and leave an indelible mark on our lives. Let us seek and cultivate this deeper, enduring form of beauty. Chapter 6. Embracing imperfection. Finding peace and letting go. Stop overthinking. You can't control everything, just let it be. Release the grip of anxiety and find peace in acceptance. Overthinking robs us of present joy and future peace. Life is full of unknowns. Letting go means releasing the illusion of control. Trust the process of life even when it's uncomfortable or uncertain. Create space between ourselves and our thoughts. Embrace imperfection and find the courage to sit with uncertainty. Letting go is an act of profound self-kindness. It opens the door to a quieter mind and a more peaceful heart. Chapter 7. The Sanctuary Within. Cultivating peace through intentional living. Small circle, private life, clear mind, happy heart equals peaceful life. Quality trumps quantity in relationships. Invest in deep, authentic connections. Choose privacy. Protect your inner world from noise and judgment. A clear mind emerges from reducing external stimuli and drama. A happy heart comes from living in alignment with our values. This path to peace is through small, consistent choices. Chapter 8. Living These Truths, Your Path to a More Fulfilling Life. As we draw our time together to a close, I want to emphasize that these 7 truths aren't just quotes to glance at and forget, or intellectual concepts to simply file away. They are meant to be lived, to be embodied. They're gentle reminders of the power of our boundaries, the deep importance of our self-worth, and the incredible wellspring of our emotional strength. They are invitations to a more conscious and connected way of being. They encourage us with a quiet persistence to choose peace over chaos, especially in those moments when chaos feels overwhelming. They nudge us towards wisdom over impulse, asking us to pause and reflect before we act. And perhaps most profoundly, they champion authenticity over the relentless pursuit of approval, reminding us that true belonging starts with belonging to ourselves first. This journey is about courageously aligning our lives with what feels true and right for us. So let these truths guide you, not just today, in this moment of reflection, but every day, in the small choices and the big decisions that shape your life. May they serve as anchors when you feel adrift, as lights when the path seems dim, and as gentle companions on your journey toward a life filled with clarity, compassion, and a quiet, unshakable confidence. Thank you for listening, thank you for being open, and may your life be increasingly filled with these beautiful qualities.